On the news tonight, President Tinubu sympathizes with victims of Karu Market fire as traders count their losses. And Islamic cleric encourages Muslims to be charitable as an act of worship.
Hello and welcome to the news at 7 on the Unity Station, Nta Channel 5, Abuja. I am Mariam George Jitubo. You can follow us live on YouTube at Nta Channel 5, Abuja. President Bola Tinubu receives the news of the fire incident which affected sections of Karu Market in the Federal Capital Territory with deep sadness. On Thursday evening, fire ripped through a swathe of the market, destroying properties and other valuables. President Tinubu extends his heartfelt sympathies to all the traders affected by this distressing incident and assures them of his administration's full support. In a statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Anjuri Ngalale, the President urges caution and adherence to essential safety measures to prevent fire outbreaks and other accidents. Meanwhile, commercial activities have been grounded at Karu Market following the fire outbreak on Thursday night. Serafina Okon-Umekwe reports that shop owners at the scene are shocked at the devastation and loss of their properties and means of livelihood.
They lock the gate, people will be crying, begging. When the fire never reaches far, we are still complaining. Open gate, let people up until the fire take over. Now we use strength to open the gate.
They say nobody knows where can the fire betting. But they say people they don't allow person enter the gate, enter the DC. If they allow person enter, all this will not happen.
And some of them we have supplied one to them individually, and this thing got burned more than 50 million naira. And with those people that will give small loan and the rest.
Blames and counter-accusations on the part of the traders against AMAC, the market's engineers, for contravening the master plan of the market and erecting structures.
It's not that we don't have original paper, we have. They say because the plan was tampered, that they want to put a new structure that will not be tampered. When they finish this structure, they now tamper the structure again by blocking the whole access road. Those buildings that you see in the front there, we are not there. It's not in plan of the FCDA.
The tragic incident consumed about 300 shops. To this end, the senator representing AMAC, Ireti Kingibe, was among the early sympathizers who has assured the people that their demands will be looked into.
You have to be kind to each other, you have to be law-abiding, you have to have compassion for each other.
I've been instructed now, as I'm living here now, I'm going to mark some designation for demolition, for access road into the local market.
Looking at the nature of the structure, they call for backups from Asokoro, Federal Fire, Julius Berger, all were mobilized, including FEMA. We were all mobilized to the scene of the fire.
The fire happened around the shanty areas and did not affect the newly built shops in the market. Meanwhile, the market leadership has said compensations will duly be accorded. Serafina Okon-Umekwe, NTA News.
Similarly, Chairman Abuja Municipal Area Council, Christopher Zakame Kalongu, has visited the scene of the fire incident in Karu Market, sympathizing with those affected by the unfortunate fire incident. The council boss who visited the market alongside AMAC Speaker Matthew Yari and PDP AMAC Chairman promised government relief package for the victims of the fire incident to enable them bounce back. Kalongu disclosed that he will direct council's emergency management immediately to visit the bond market for enumeration. The chairman, while commiserating with the community over the fire incident, thanked God that no life was lost due to prompt action of the fire service. He said the government will offer some support to the victims within its resources. And still on the fire incident, the FCT Emergency Management Department, FEMD, has again underscored the importance of access in firefighting operations. This was made known in a statement from Head Public Affairs Femdi Nkechi Issa, which indicates that Acting Director General Femdi Florence Wenegeme on the Old Karu Market engulfed by fire yesterday evening stated that a combined team of the FCT Fire Service, Federal Fire Service, and Julius Berger Fire Service contained the fire outbreak at the Old Karu Market in the FCT from spreading to other areas. According to Wenegeme, who was at the incident scene, the fire started at about 6:30 p.m. She informed that the firemen who were activated to the scene on time were, however, unable to gain access to the market, which is located behind the new market under construction. She says it was the illegal market and settlement behind the new market under construction that was engulfed by fire. Investigations are however, ongoing and no life was lost to the fire incident. Meanwhile, goods worth millions of naira were destroyed. Now to religious matters. A myriad of global challenges facing humanity require commitment of charitable Muslims that will provide help as solutions in line with Allah's injunction. Imam of the Abuja National Mosque, Professor Ibrahim Makari, reminds worshippers of this obligation in his Jumat sermon. Abdullahi Ajir reports that the Jumat provided a platform for a special prayer for the Nigerian Institute of Architects, Abuja branch, ahead of its 40th anniversary celebration and biennial general meeting.
The Imam, Professor Ibrahim Makari, says assisting one another in times of need with financial, emotional or psychological support is regarded as a form of charity, which Islam highly encourages as a means of helping the Muslim Ummah, especially as the world grapples with insecurity and economic downturn. The Imam, in a special dua for the Nigerian Institute of Architects, asked Allah to guide the professional body which has been instrumental to the infrastructural development of the society as the Jumat heralds series of programs lined up for the 40th anniversary celebration of the Abuja branch.
Abuja, as the capital of the Federation of Nigeria, is a city of pride, and behind the establishment of the cityscape of Abuja, architects play a vital central role. All the buildings that you see and you marvel at within the city are the creation of architects. So architects are at the bedrock of the existence of Abuja.
You listen to the Imam's khutbah. He focused on charity, giving good deeds. So now as architects, not just the profession, we also are urged to ensure that we give out charity, and not just architects alone, but the allied professionals and all other people in the society, are being urged to see how they can give that charity.
We're celebrating excellence, we're celebrating continuity, and because we've had predecessors who have ensured that excellence, practice and excellence is being observed in the FCT, you can see that a lot of work has been put in by the architects.
With much spiritual encouragement and guidance for members of the Nigerian Institute of Architects Abuja branch, the professional body in the built environment, led by its first Vice National President, says it is ready for a hitch-free event which focuses on mentorship and reflection on their achievements so far. In Abuja, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
And talking health, the FCT Minister of State, Dr. Maria Mahmood, has tasked the FCT Primary Healthcare Board to adopt all precautionary measures to guard against the outbreak of cholera epidemic in the nation's capital. Aisha Obali reports that the minister made this call while taking briefs from the director of the FCT Primary Healthcare Board at the FCT Joint Account Allocation Committee meeting.
The monthly JAC meeting gave the minister the opportunity to speak on the need to maintain a cholera-free Capital Territory, emphasizing that as the seat of government, all necessary measures should be put in place to avoid any outbreak of the disease.
What have you put in place? You understand?
Okay, yes, excellent.
These radio or media things you're talking about, have you started? Have you started telling people?
Yes,
you
yes,
understand?
yes.
And then issue of a provision of a good water, the sewage disposal you're talking about, what have you done from your own angle?
We're still having conversation with them. As soon as we got a confirmation on the final design of the satellite cost area council, the local government cold stores prototype.
Meanwhile, the Federal Capital Territory Administration disbursed about 3 billion naira to the 6 area councils and other stakeholders as statutory allocation for the month of May 2024. The Minister of State, who presided over the 190th FCT Joint Account Allocation Committee meeting, notes that a breakdown of the figures released during the JAC meeting indicates that the sum of 1,138,534,925.64 billion naira was made available for distribution to the 6 area councils, while the sum of 2,486,433,165.97 billion naira was made available to other stakeholders, bringing the total sum to 3,624,968,91.61 billion naira. In Abuja, Aisha Ubali, NTA News.
The Accountant General of the Federation, Oluwatoyin Shakirat, has emphasized the critical need for versatility amongst professionals in the era of technological advancement, urging accountants to embrace continuous learning and relearning to remain relevant. Her message was delivered at the investiture of the third chairman of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICANN office of the Accountant General of the Federation chapter. Ifoma Ojinta has more.
By the power conferred on me, I hereby pronounce Mrs. Rita Okole as the third chairman of ICANN.
With this declaration and change of insignia, Rita Okole becomes the third chairman of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, Office of the Accountant General of the Federation's chapter, and the first female to hold that position. Acknowledging the importance of professional bodies like ICANN in the country's development, the Accountant General of the Federation, represented by the Director of Audit Monitoring, Peter Chizia, calls on members of the Institute to always uphold the tenets of the Institute in their ethical conduct.
Our commitment in the Treasury is to contribute to actualization of the renewed hope agenda of the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and to achieve transparency both in the management of Treasury and public finances.
Although it was not a day for speeches, guests at the event emphasized the need for the new leadership strive to drive the country's economic agenda by taking the lead in promoting transparency and accountability.
I'm confident that you will make and work together to uphold the integrity, accuracy, transparency that ICANN represents.
She has to remain focused. She's the one steering the ship. So she has to have an intention and a focus on what she wants to do and what she wants to intend to do and to achieve within the 1 year.
Integrity is very important. Always be there, do your job, and say the truth. Integrity is a watchword.
The third chairman of ICANN, Office of the Accountant General of the Federation's chapter, formally inaugurated her executive as she solicits their support to pilot the affairs of the chapter for the next 1 year.
Our capacity building, we won't joke with it this time around. We will make sure that we will partner with other professional bodies to help us to do well in our professional qualifications. That is the main thing we are bringing to the government.
The event also featured a award presentation to deserving individuals. Ifoma Ojinta, NTA News.
Let's now join the sports desk for Sports Brief.
Ahead of Saturday President Federation Cup final in Lagos, coaches of the female finalists, Rivers Angels and Nigeria Tales have expressed confidence and their determination to win the all-important cup, just as their male counterpart handlers of Abia Warriors and El Kanemi Warriors also expressed readiness to make history by winning the prestigious cup. Still on football, the last day of Euro 2024 group stage encounter was full of surprises and disappointments, with 16 teams now paired to lock horns in the knockout stage. Georgia, in a historic night, shocked group leaders Portugal 2-0 to qualify for the next round. While in Group A, the night was charged with much anxiety as the 4 teams fought to qualify. However, Ukraine, despite having 4 points like other 3 in the group, exited on goal difference. Belgium, who qualified by a thread, will face France in the round of 16. Talking athletics, Team Nigeria on Wednesday grabbed 1 more gold medal to finish third on the overall medals table with 5 gold, 3 silver and 3 bronze medals behind Kenya first and South Africa second at the 2024 Senior Athletics Championship in Douala, Cameroon. In boxing, British heavyweight contender Daniel Dubois has sent a fiery message to Anthony Joshua, vowing to dethrone him at Wembley Stadium on September 21 when the two meet in a heavyweight bout. With Sports Brief, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
And that concludes the English version of the news. I now leave you in the hands of the translators. Good evening.
agbaje we shaje wo huna ya dada bade ya bi ba ku shagbada yi wa na ba sha bada wo mu praises wa yuba wani gwa na baje gayi na baji ku su dai inga yiki to ko da ya bula tinubu ku bugba wu pai pai bada dai wa o kwasu da ga karji ko bala pe nai na la mi su mi we shagba ka kalai wada gaba da ko ko ta dawo nai tigo washin ayi didanu zana gbanje anjiro ingilela lali wada inge yiki tukoda yeda inge owo gwamnati ba ce a agiko da yawa intige baku anya bwa bunuwa ngaici yayi na rami suwinu inge kwe bakwe nai wagodo inge anya na buko nuwa bai ba da bunuwa ba gman yiki koku anya bunuwa anabaja ce godo dai inge agiko gi ishi na wa gbalainu ta babwa anya babaji inge agiko sapa intige na gogo ko bakwe yashe gba ka kala inge na rami suwi kare jiko ko lala municipal gwamnati fiyayin afita shi ba ta banyin je sarafina okon wada inge ajiko ji bata mi ba ku nyanya hai ko ga ana ba shi abmace anya ku ba gufi na gogo tika ko ku aya gina ngace ai wa godo inge gwamnati la fita la na ba kwa shi be shi be inge sani to ba da yi shi kwaje dai ya Christopher zaka dan na za ba lo ba be wuye intige ba shi wa ga ba la fita ntiga a ce ba a sarai saya na juma'i a salashi ba salak na biyayya professor Ibrahim Makari wela a salashi ce ba fa inga a ami ashi a abin kwai shi be in ba zasalo in na sala zazalo ke yayi a salashi golo wayo ce in shakoyi a fi shakoyi ige salak batu Abdullahi jiya wada inga badada nu in salak na biyayya bai da sanu uwa bai gini juma'i salabusi yiki a salashi ba na gban ekin zidanya in ko gile wagodo we kushe kwayi giwe ntu anyami bakpe yi badokun ba ko nu aye shi ni in haye yi bado ba ye shi ba shi ba ya ko ba shi ko ye dede yi shi ko ba shi ina ba jabe in ba badokun ba ji ba yi ba ja na ba yi wo ko na shi kwasi won fi na gbada ba ga shi ko yi su sai su
tare da sallama jama'a masu kallo da kuma sauraron mu barkamu da warhaka ga fasaran takaitattun labaran mai karantawa a Abdulfatah Adedin. Shugaba Bola Ahmed Tinubu ya jajanta wa mazauna garin Karu a babban birnin tarayya Abuja musamman 'yan kasuwa kan gobara da ta lamushe kasuwar garin jiya Alhamis da yamma. Yayin da shugaban ke ba da tabbacin tallafin da ya kamata, ya buƙaci 'yan kasuwa da su yi taka tsantsan tare da ɗaukan matakai waɗanda suka kamata domin ƙauracewa sake aukar wannan gobara da dai makamantansu nan gaba. Wannan na ƙunshe ne a wata takarda wadda a Juri Ingilale mai baiwa shugaban ƙasa shawarwari kan harkokin da suka jibanci mu'amala da manema labarai ya rattaba hannu. Ayyukan saye da sayarwa sun tsaya cik a kasuwan Karu sakamakon gobara da aka yi daren jiya Alhamis. Wakilarmu Sarafina Okon Umakwe ta rawaito mana cewar a ruɗe yawancin 'yan kasuwan suke domin kuwa an yi asarar ɗumbin dukiya masu yawa. Sai dai mu ce Allah ya maida dubbansu ya kuma ƙara karewa. Mutane suka tsinci kawunansu a doron ƙasa na buƙatar agaji da tallafi daga al'ummar musulmai musamman masu hannu da shuni. Limamin babban masallacin ƙasa da ke Abuja, Shehin Malami Ibrahim Bukari ya furta haka a huɗuwarsa yayin sallar Juma'a kamar abinda wakilinmu Abdullahi Ajiya ya rawaito mana. An gudanar da addu'a ta musamman domin cimma nasara a taro da kuma bukukuwan cika shekaru 40 da kafuwar cibiyar nazarin masana ilimin zaine-zainen ayyukan gine-gine ta ƙasa a mako mai zuwa idan madaukakin sarki ya kai mu. To, takaitattun labaran kenan, mukon lafiya, Allah shi ba mu alheri.
Ozi sitere n'aka onye isi ala. Ozi nke ọkụ ọgba metụtara mpaghara ahịa Karu nke nọ n'obodo Abia City metụrụ onye isi ala n'ebe ọ dị ukwuu. N'ihi nke a, onye isi ala egosipụtala obi ebere ya n'ihe ndabara mwute a ma kwuo na ọchịchị ya ga-enyere ha aka. N'ozi nke onye ndụmọdụ pụrụ iche na mgbasa ozi, Ajuri Ngelale na-akọwa na onye isi ala jikwa ohere a na-arịọ ka a na-eleba anya n'ụzọ ndị gụpụtara ihe eji egbochi ọghọm nke ọkụ ọgba na ihe mberede ndị ọzọ. Ọkụ a gbara ma mebie ngwaahịa ọnụego ya rịrị elu n'ahịa Karu n'uhuruchi abalị 4 n'izu ụka. Anaghị azụ ma ọ bụ na-ere ahịa n'ahịa Karu n'ihi ihe mberede ọkụ ọgba gbara n'ahịa n'uhuruchi abalị 4 n'izu ụka. Serafin Okonumenkwu, onye ọrụ anyị, rutere n'ahịa ma na-ekwu na ụfọdụ n'ime ndị na-ere ahịa na ahịa Karu na-ekwu na ọ bụ ihe ịtụnanya na ihe mberede a metụtara ha ma mebie ngwaahịa ha nakwa ebe ha si enweta ihe oriri. Ndị dịka Olabode Regina na-ekwu na ụfọdụ n'ime ha rutere n'oge ọkụ ọgba ma tupu agbaghị okporo ụzọ ahịa ahụ, ọkụ emetụtala ahịa n'ebe ọ dị ukwuu. Ọkụ ọgba metụtara ụlọ ahịa karịrị 400. Nsogbu na-eche ihe a kpọrọ mmadụ ihu n'ụwa niile chọrọ ka ejiri ya kpọrọ ihe n'ebe onye Muslim ọbụla na-emechapụ aka nọ iji nyere ma ọ bụ kwado ndị chọrọ enyemaka n'ụzọ ala siri chọọ ya. Ọ bụ imam nke mosque ukwu ala anyị, ọkachamara Ibrahim Makari, chetara ndị okpukpe Islam nke a n'oge ọ na-edu n'ekpere Jumat nke taa. Onye ọrụ anyị Abdullahi Ajiya kọwara n'akụkọ a na ejikwa ohere ekpere Jumat nke taa kpee ekpere maka ndị otu ọka na ise ihe ọrụ n'ala anyị ngalaba nke obodo abụ Abuja dịka ha na-eme emume ncheta afọ 40 otu a nọrọla nakwa nzukọ ha ga-eme na Abuja. Ka jide ya otu a. Ndewo.
Ẹ kú kalẹ̀ ìwé ẹ̀sìnkú dédé wòyí, ìròyìn iléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán ìkànnì karùn-ún ti ìlú Àbújá ló ń dé sí etí ìgbọ̀nyín. Bọ́lájí Máti ni oníròyìn. Ààrẹ Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu banújẹ́ púpọ̀ bí ó ti gbọ́ nípa jàǹbá iná tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ọjà Karu ní ìrọ̀lẹ́ àná òde yìí. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ dúkìá ló ṣègbè. Nínú àgbékalẹ̀ olùrànlọ́wọ́ pàtàkì fún ààrẹ lórí ètò ìròyìn, Ajuri Ngele Ààrẹ Bọ́lá kẹ́dùn pẹ̀lú àwọn oníṣòwò tó pàdánù ọjà àti àwọn ohun èlò mìíràn. Ó sọ àsọdájú wípé ìjọba rẹ̀ yóò ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn láìsí àní-àní. Ààrẹ Bọ́lá fi àkókò yìí rọ gbogbogbò láti gbin èso ààtò sọ́kàn láti lè dẹ́kun irúfẹ́ jàǹbá yìí ní ọjọ́ iwájú. Àwọn ìyálọ́jà bàbálọ́jà ò lè ṣe ohunkóhun ní ọjà Kàrú látàrí jàǹbá iná tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ìrọ̀lẹ́ òde àná yìí. Akọ̀ròyìn wa Serafina Okonimekwe ròyìn wípé ìyàlẹ́nu ló jẹ́ fún wọn bí ọ̀pọ̀ ṣe ń dé ọjà láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọjà títà, ṣùgbọ́n iná ti sọ ọjà di eérú, ọ̀pọ̀ dúkìá ti ṣègbé, ọ̀nà àtijẹ ti pajúdé látàrí láìròtẹ́lẹ̀. Ọ̀pọ̀ pẹ̀lú omijé lójú sọ nínú ọ̀rọ̀, ibo ni wọn yóò ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ báyìí? Ọjà àìmọye mílíọ̀nù ti ṣègbé. Gbogbo ìṣòro tí ọmọ ẹ̀dá ádámọ̀ ń dojúkọ lágbàáyé ń fẹ́ àtìlẹ́yìn àwọn mùsùlùmí òdodo láti dúró gírí fún ọ̀nà àbáyọ ní ti ìlànà Ọlọ́run ọba. Akọ̀ròyìn wa Abdullahi Ajiya ròyìn wípé lèmọ́mù mọ́ṣáláṣí ńlá ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Ibrahim Makari rán gbogbo jọ̀mọ́ létí nínú wàásù Jímọ̀ tòní. Àdúrà pàtàkì wáyé fún ayẹyẹ 40 ọdún àti ìpàdé gbogbogbò ẹgbẹ́ àwọn tó ń ya àwòrán ìpìlẹ̀ ilé ẹ̀ka ti ìlú Abuja èyí tí ó ń bọ̀ ní ọ̀nà. Tó a ò rí báyìí lọ́sẹ̀ yìí títí ọ̀sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ ní àṣẹ tèdùmàrè.